Have you ever wondered if you could add years to your life by simply lacing up your running shoes? Join me on a journey of discovery as I dive deep into the science of longevity and share my incredible results of my 10-week experiment. Get ready to uncover the secrets of how running transformed my VO2 max and potentially unlock the key to a longer, healthier life. My name is Ezekiel and I am 37 years old. I have always taken my health seriously because I was born with a heart condition that led to surgery when I was 12. I tried to eat healthy, exercise, abstain from alcohol and steer clear of smoking, which made me proud of how well I took care of my body, and I mistakenly believed I was enough. This year, a significant turning point came when I read the book Outlive by Peter Attia, and it dawned on me that I wasn't on the path to become a centenarian. Disclaimer: before I dive deep into the book insights, please remember that I'm just a regular guy on the internet sharing what I learned. For any medical advice, it's crucial that you consult a healthcare specialist. The book introduces the concept of the Four Horsemen, which are the leading causes of mortality for most people in the US: cancer, heart disease, neurodegenerative disease, and type 2 diabetes. The book stresses that the most effective prevention strategy is good old-fashioned exercise. Fortunately, it highlights a specific metric we can use to measure our fitness called VO2 max, which essentially reflects how efficiently our body processes oxygen. Keep in mind that there are different values for your VO2 max depending on your gender and age. To underscore the importance of this metric, consider the following. If you are a man and your VO2 max falls below 18, it means that everyday activities like climbing stairs, lifting grocery bags, or even getting up after a fall becomes challenging and may no longer be achievable. Furthermore, the book emphasized that our VO2 max naturally decreases with each passing decade, and as we age, the task of improving our VO2 max becomes increasingly challenging. My journey towards self-improvement began with a simple realization: I wanted to be better. To take the first step, I needed to assess where I stood on the fitness spectrum. Fortunately, I had an Apple Watch, which conveniently measures your VO2 max each time you walk or run outdoors for at least 30 minutes. To my disappointment, the initial reading was 39.7, indicating that I was below average in terms of fitness. This served as a wake-up call, motivating me to take action. I made a commitment to improve, and my strategy was clear. I needed to run for at least 30 minutes twice a week. At the outset, I was so out of shape that most of my sessions involved walking. However, I was determined to progress, and gradually I began to increase the time I spent running each session. This gradual improvement not only reflected in my physical progress, but it also mirrored on my racing VO2 max score. After successfully establishing the habit of training twice a week and witnessing noticeable improvements, I decided it was time to take things up a notch. The motivation behind this decision came from the book revelation that we lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year, which contributes to our frailty in old age. This decision added a layer of complexity to my schedule because accommodating another training day meant my wife also had to adjust her plans. Remarkably, she was completely on board with the idea, but it did require me to make a compromise. I had to reduce my climbing sessions from twice a week to just one. However, I was willing to make this trade-off, sacrificing a beloved hobby for the prospect of a longer, healthier life. The additional training day took me to the gym for weight training, an activity I hadn't engaged for years. The reality was humbling. My muscles were so weak that it was almost embarrassing. I kept reading the book, and then I made one final adjustment in an area of my life that I had neglected for years: sleep. The book highlights a critical point. Sleeping less than 7 hours a night could contribute to brain disorders, like Alzheimer's. In my case, I have been getting only around 6 hours of sleep for a long time because I didn't think it was all that important. Does it sound familiar? To learn more about sleep and how to improve it, I decided to listen to the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. It became crystal clear that I needed to make some serious changes. First, I had to allocate a full 8 hours for quiet time in bed. But before hitting the sack, there were some crucial steps to take. We needed to eliminate the blue light emitted by our phones, switching to red hour light bulbs on the nighttime. What I found particularly interesting, as explained in the book, was that blue light sensitivity traces back to the earliest ocean creatures attracted to sunlight for energy. So as a general rule, it's best to use lighting that is as far as possible from the blue on the visible light spectrum. Lastly, I began using a sleep mask to help me stay asleep for as long as possible. Enough of this before I put you to sleep. Around week 6 of my training, I had the privilege of running with my best friend, John, who happens to be an ultramarathon runner with years of experience. We hit the trails together twice that week, and he really pushed me to go beyond my usual limits. They had a significant impact on my VO2 max, which jumped from 41.4 to 42.3, the biggest improvement I have seen up to this point. This experience did two important things for me. First, it opened my eyes to the incredible capabilities of a well-trained athlete, which inspired me even more. Second, John helped me break free from the self-imposed limitations I had set for myself, showing me what I could achieve when I pushed past my own doubts. So, a big thanks to John for being such a motivating force in my journey. After 10 weeks of consistent training, I improved sleep patterns. I successfully elevated my VO2 max from 39.7, which is below average, to 43.3, that is classified as above average. Achieving this milestone has enabled me to maintain a steady pace during a 30-minute run without the necessity of walking, a personal achievement I am really proud of. My nightly sleep duration now averages around 7 hours and 30 minutes, and I do feel more rested and with energy that I didn't have before. Does this mean I will definitely live longer and a healthier life? Well, it's a possibility, but if I really want to make sure I reach age 100 while I'm staying sharp and active, I have to keep focusing on my health. For now, I'm happy that I have changed my habits to exercise at least 3 times a week and make sure I get enough good sleep. Sometimes, when I didn't feel like getting up and moving, the fact that I had to upload a video every week kept me going. It's amazing how just knowing that other people were watching and expecting me to keep my promise made me stick to my fitness routines. You can also start your longevity journey by posting your age and VO2 max in the comments and commit to posting an update every week, just like these two people. If you want to see how all this started, you should check this video. Thank you for your support and see you next week.